We noticed he was really tired all the time. He had a lot of bruises on his shins, wasn't eating right, just, was not himself. And we took him to the pediatrician, and it was almost immediate. He sent us off for some lab work, and within an hour, we knew what it was.
What was to have been a day of celebration turned into a day of anxiety.
Well, Adam was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in November of 2001, actually on Thanksgiving Day. We were expecting 25 people over at our house for a huge celebration, and didn't feel like at the time we had much to be thankful for, and ended up in the hospital Thanksgiving morning, going through surgery to have the port installed, and beginning his chemo treatment.
Adam Bristol was 2.5 years old when he was diagnosed with leukemia, a disease that attacks the body's B blood cells, which are crucial in fighting off infection. Adam was so small to face such a major disease. But in order for this toddler to beat his cancer, he would have to spend the next 2.5 years receiving daily treatments of chemotherapy.
He was a trooper through it all. I mean, that's what, for us, made it much easier to deal with.
Adam received his treatments through the Hematology Oncology Clinic at St. Louis Children's Hospital. The clinic provides care and advanced treatments to children who have cancer or diseases of the blood.
Everyone we dealt with there was just went above and beyond what needed to be done.
Adam has a lot of personality, so he is willing to go in and meet people and work with people, and his mom has been a huge support in this whole process also. I mean, she really is a very strong advocate for him and for his issues. Family support in any phase of the cancer experience is extremely important, but really in survivorship we see it.
On May 26, 2004, Adam's 5th birthday, he was finished with all of his treatments. His leukemia was in remission, and the following school year, Adam was off to kindergarten. However, immediately after Adam started school, Tammy felt that something was not right.
He would come home and just be all upset. I can't remember things. I can't remember my numbers. I don't understand things. We talk about our alphabet, and I can't remember them.
Well, sometimes when it's real noisy, I can't focus. And it just makes me feel like I can't concentrate. It feels like my mind's being erased.
Adam was experiencing a late effect.
First thing you want to do? Math. Math. Can you write math on there?
Which is a late occurring medical condition that develops as a consequence of cancer or its treatment. That's when the Therapy Services Department at Children's Hospital came into play for Adam.
Got a new ball pen. Pretty awesome, huh? Okay, we'll sit down here and make our list. Okay.
The treatment that Adam received for his leukemia primarily involved chemotherapy treatments, and one of which was an agent called methotrexate. This is really common with kids that have leukemia. It's one of the most common drugs that we administer. So these kids who are given methotrexate when they're younger, there's a trend in seeing some difficulties with attention and higher level organizations. One of the more innovative and novel technologies is something that we call therapeutic listening. It's the use of modulated music. What this teaches the brain to do is to regulate different kinds of auditory input. It gives him the ability to focus on the teacher versus trying to distribute his attention between the teacher and what's going on in the hallway or in the environment around him.
Okay, let's put these on the ground.
Another thing that we do for kiddos with different types of sensory deficits is something called heavy work. It helps them center and organize and then thus be able to focus and selectively decide how they want to place their attention on things.
Go all the way around.
Otherwise, their environment without those kinds of organizing inputs becomes very overwhelming.
Nice work.
We started working with Amy for his OT services right away. She has helped him through a lot of difficult times and made it a lot of fun for him. It was almost an immediate improvement that we saw.
Messy 5. Woo!
I was just so impressed with what they had to offer.
Well, it helps me concentrate on things like my homework. Like, let's say like math homework, if it's real hard, I just think about something that I did with Amy and think of that, and it might help me.
People living with the late effects of cancer really need to have a good sense of what they really are at risk for, what really happened to them when they went through the cancer experience, and then arm themselves with the information they need to really go out there and be their own best advocate in the world.
Children's Hospital has just made 100% of the difference. 6 years out at this point, and they're still there. Whenever there's been an issue, I can just pick up the phone and call, and they have suggestions. I can't even imagine where we'd be if we hadn't had those services from the hospital.